If a fountain of bullshit were to ever exist, in theory, I sincerely believe that this fountain would be emanating from individuals who like to play pity parties. The pity parties, we've all been there. I myself used to put on fabulous pity parties of denial and all that crap, and I ended up pissing off people, and eventually it just made me look like a very pathetic person, and I learned how to resolve that, and I learned how to grow from those situations. And don't get me wrong, there are various different situations that warrant having a pity party. But when it becomes a situation that's repeated constantly, if there's a problem that keeps recurring in a person's life, there is a reason why it's recurring. Either one, they haven't removed the cause of the problem from their life, or two, they are allowing the cause of that problem to completely dictate their lives. Like, I really understand how it feels to be in pain, and I mean, granted, pain varies, but a lot of people who are putting on a pity party aren't experiencing any pain in any case. They just want the attention associated with it. And recently I had a situation like this where I was continually giving a friend advice, and I mean, this friend really wasn't that close to me in any case, but they kept, like, ignoring my advice, basically. They kept wanting to hear it, but they would ignore it. Like, they were expecting me to fill my role as the advice giver, but they weren't doing anything about it. And if, I'm sorry, I have a breaking point. Eventually I'm going to be like, I don't want to give any more advice. If you're not using it, then what's the point in blowing a bunch of hot air for no apparent reason? And of course, if you don't cater to their pity party, they'll get angry at you, they'll lash out, and they'll basically tell you that you don't understand anything, and that you have no idea what it's like to be in their shoes. And that's where I got pissed. I'm like, oh hell no. Just because I may not be you doesn't mean that I am not mentally capable of placing myself in someone else's shoes. I acknowledge that I may not have experienced the same thing, but I'm a human being with raw emotion as well. I can place myself in your shoes and try to imagine things from your perspective. That's what being mature is all about. Learning how to adapt to situations, learning how to place yourself in other people's shoes, and learning how to take all of these experiences and apply them in your own life. And frankly, if a person is going to be like that, if they're going to be ignorant as hell, do you really think they're a person you need in your life? Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below if you've had an experience like this with a person who is a pity partier. I want to hear about it. Share your experiences and thoughts. And please, if you could share my videos, I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. You guys have a good night.